Yo, okay guys, what's up? Lord of Shadow is here today to another One Piece chapter 768 review. Yo man. At the beginning of this chapter we even find out and we even realize that the flashback is over, that Rocinante is dead and everything else. But even that time this chapter was simple. Very simple, but in this chapter we had another big, well, small part, but a even small revelation of the will of D. And even that time, Trafalgar Law admitted the Flamingo had the D in his name, which made the Flamingo shocked. Very, very shocked and afraid, because you realize that, like everybody, Celestial Dragon and Rubito, that the D's are the gods' natural enemies, something like that. So at the beginning of the chapter, flashback is over and we come to the fight between Doflamingo and Law on the top of the palace, and they're all beating the shit of each other, like I said. And even this chapter, when it was simple, we even had a few scenes of the other battles that goes in Dressrosa. We had a bit scene of Pika versus Zoro, Frankie with Senor Pink, Cavendish, Nicorobi, and Bartolomeo against Gladius, and the Corrida Colosseums tried to fight the other Don Quixote pirates, and then with seeing those battles, we can see there, well, the Don Quixote pirates are beating the shit out of them, and not going very well. But I suppose that these fights will somehow come to an end. About Senor Pink and Frankie, well, even it was a small scene, I really wish to see a full fight against two of them. Even for Pika against Zoro, and Kairos against Diamante. And even this chapter, we found Diamante another here no me technique that was making the ground shaking, something like that. I don't remember really the technique, but it was something like that. So these were the scenes, and even in this chapter, we was revealed that Dellinger was half human and half fighting fishman. And for that, I was really impressed. For seeing like that, it was really, for me, it was just a human. But now I see with this revelation, now I see why the horn. Now I can see the difference for his horns getting out of his head, because at the beginning I thought it was just a head with horns, but now when we saw that he was a half human and half fighting fishman, now I understand the horns. So yeah, and the other part of the chapter here, we see Violet, Princess Viola, King Riku, Fujitora, and Aesop try to get his full strength back, because after the hockey that was wake up in him, I could believe that why he was so badly damaged, even psychologically. I can understand that. So in that part, nothing much important. Violet and the others were trying to talk about that. They were still hoping that Law and Luffy will kick the ass of the Flamingo, because if they don't, Dressrosa will never be returned to King Riku, and they'll be still under control of a madman and a tyrant, such as Doflamingo. So yeah, and the other part of the chapter here was, one thing I forgot to tell you is that like we know, Luffy is down below the floor where Doflamingo and Law were fighting, and he's fighting at the Doflamingo clone and Bellamy, controlled by Doflamingo, of course. So yeah. So the second part of the chapter here was Trafalgar Law and Doflamingo fighting each other and beating the shit out of each other. In that part, even we saw when Doflamingo tried to attack him with the 5 color string technique. Here was Trafalgar Law holding his sword, Bushwhacker Hockey on hands, trying to protect himself. Nice, very nice. And there's where the part where where Law was revealing to Doflamingo he had a D in his name. When after Doflamingo hear that, he was shocked, afraid, and full of anger. And when he found out about that, with all his string power, he crushed. I know it was a wall or a floor or the floor. I know, but he was so mad that he attacked him without any thinking. I mean, he was attacking him with pure animal instinct, something like that. And even then, he was trying to tell him that, I don't believe these superstitions, all this crap that the Tenryubitos, gods, natural enemies, and all this shit. And he was pretending that he was not afraid of that. But with his look on his face, we can see he was afraid of that. Well, yeah, on the same level like he was afraid of Kaido. Yo, Kaido. Oh my god, I can't wait to see him. I mean, that's all the wish of all One Piece fans, to see the big revelation of Kaido, to see how he looks like. Because he was the only Yonko who never ever appeared before. And and very mysterious person. I mean, for us, Kaido means that he is a very mysterious motherfucker. Something like that. So here was, like I said, where was I? Oh yeah. So they were fighting each other on the top of the palace, and even then, when Doflamingo was trying to fight him with all his full string techniques, Treble even tried to warn him to not to warn Doflamingo to not come to the very right spot where Trafalgar Law gave him the injection shot and wound Doflamingo. I know it's badly, because if you remember when Luffy hurt him with the Red Hawk Gum technique. I mean, he only hurts a bit to Doflamingo, so I don't think so that even this injection shot will hurt him very badly, because if we can see that Doflamingo is a really tough one, and even that I don't really see that Law could handle Doflamingo alone. I don't really see that, because I really wish to see. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was Law and Luffy will fight them together again. Or maybe when Doflamingo will damage so much Law that Luffy will come, rescue him, and give the final blow to Doflamingo. Something like that. I don't know. But for my opinion, if Doflamingo have to die in this arc, or it will be at the hands of Law and Luffy, or will be at the hands of Kaido, which I wish to be to be killed by Kaido. I really wish that. And we got Yonko, kick his ass, and bury him 200 feet on the ground. Something like that. So yeah, it was very short, because this chapter was I'm gonna put a really quick chapter, a really simple chapter, because the only thing we had was a few parts, few scenes, how the fights are going on the mountain, from the top, where Doflamingo and Treble are fighting Law and Luffy, until the low part, where the Corrida Coliseum fighters are fighting. I think it was Macvice, Baby Five, Lao G, Dellinger, and I think that's all. So and the other parts were just referring to Doflamingo and Law fighting, and Law revealing to him that he is a D member of the D family, the Wheel of D, something like that. So yeah. So there is one scene in this chapter that I forgot to mention. Well, it was a little scene where Sabo was trying to tell to all the citizens to escape from Dressrosa or hide somewhere until this fight ends. So we had a small scene of Sabo, even that was good, very good. So yeah, about the relation of the D, God's natural enemies, and their superior to the Tenryubito. So I believe that the ancestors of the D's today, somehow I think it appears that there were this family of D. Like I said, it appears that the 900 years ago, something like that, they were so powerful in their culture, in strength, in weapons, stuff like that, because all of these, like Oda was trying to mention, that all of these are very special. The ones that are holding the D in their names are very special, something like that. So it appears that even the ancestors of the Tenryubito, it appears that there will be there were some powerful with full strength motherfuckers that succeeded to defeat the family of D. If I'm correct, because now if you can see that the descendants of all these first families that defeated the D's and created the world government, now you can see that all these are full of bitches, only obsessed with power, greed, thinking themselves as gods, which they're not. There's only one God, one. There cannot be a legion of them. Only one God. So yeah, I think all this thing repeat. I think the flamingo is a real celestial, a real noble who can call himself the celestial dragon. I mean, he is the only world noble who could fight not with just a pistol, but all his full strength, devil fruit, haki, and all that. So here's a good point to him. So yeah, it was a really, like I said, it was a really simple chapter. I mean, all the scene, we only had a few scenes with the battles, the scene with Sabo, and all these parts were just law against Doflamingo, and all the injection shot when he tried to wound him, and the few parts of the revelation of the Will of D, which is very interesting and very, very important to One Piece world. So yeah, here I'm done. Yeah, rate the video, subscribe, comment, give me thoughts on this, give me something what you think about this Will of D, what really happened 900 years ago, the big clash between the first world nobles and the family of D, or clan of D, whatever, what happened really. So yeah, here I'm done. I'll give this chapter an 8 out of 10, because all this D revelation and few small parts of the fights, so we can see what's really going on, and the big injection shot, and even what you think if the flamingo will be really injured, and how the fight will go, something like that. So peace everybody, have an awesome day.